95% of everything that was in my phone was already resolved. They didn't even need me, but they thought they needed me, right? 95%. The only thing I had to do was pay somebody at the end of a 2-week hiatus from my life, right? That's all I had to do. And guess what? I'm thinking, how could I automate that? Then they'll never need me, right? They'll never need me. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, so hopefully you guys have accomplished some things that we set out to do in the last 90 days. Hope you guys have done something like that. Here's my clothing line. It's going to be launched Friday, right? All the stuff you see me wearing, right? It's unbelievable. I'll give you guys all the information when it's finalized. There's a couple tweaks in it that we launching. Launch what's casual clothing for today's entrepreneur. So when you get out the suit, you still could be fly, right? Women, men, all kinds of stuff happening, right? Big things happen. All right, so let's see what Tony says about 6 steps to success. I know I'm killing y'all with Tony Robbins today. Less than me, more him.
RPM planning is a way to maximize the results of your life and maximize your sense of fulfillment and joy. It's both. In order to do that, we got to change what we focus on from the question of what do I have to do to what's my outcome? What do I want? What's most important to me? What's the result I'm committed to getting? That one change will change completely how you respond in your life, because it will change you from focusing where everyone's demanding your attention or what you're afraid of or what might give you pleasure in the moment to what's most important to you. And those, by the way, are the 3 things that get our focus. If we don't discipline ourselves, what gets our focus? Something we're afraid of, something will give us pain. What's the second thing that gets our focus? We don't pay attention. Something will give us pleasure. It's like, you know what? I'm so stressed out. Oh, that chocolate's looking good. Oh, that, I'm going to go over to have my little coffee, my smocha mocha doka, cream, this thing and that thing, and I'm going to escape for a few moments. Because the focus is how to feel good. How to not feel bad, how to feel good. What's the third thing that gets your focus? Other people's demands. It's not necessarily there are more demands. It's just that we're accessible to more demands. And if you don't know what you want, and you don't know why it's a must for you to achieve it, and you don't have a plan, I can promise you something. You're going to fit in everybody else's plan. And you're going to wonder why you're stressed. And you're going to wonder why I'm not fulfilled. What is time? How do you know when it's a long time? Or how do you know when it's a short time? It's not because it's 10 minutes or 10 hours. How many been in 10 hours and time flew because you loved what you're doing, didn't have any sense of time whatsoever? How many have had that experience? Say aye. How many have had 10 minutes feel like 10 years you want to kill somebody to get out of the situation? So what is time? Time is emotion. You got to remember that time is emotion. What you're really managing is emotion. Another word for that would be meaning or fulfillment. Focus is power, but you got to take it. Take it back. Take back that power. And you got to know when you do have that focus, how to chunk it, how to group it so you're not overwhelmed. Let me show you how to make it simpler. When mass information is coming at you, you get overwhelmed. Most of us are great deletion creatures. We delete most of life. Right now, there are millions of things around you. You could be focusing on, thinking about, giving meanings to, making decisions about what to do. Millions. And when you think about what it's going to take to do something, usually it takes a lot, and you're not going to want to do it. Do I'll do it when? Later. As my Australian friends would say, later. Right? And of course, the problem with doing it tomorrow is when you get to tomorrow, tomorrow is today, tomorrow never comes. So, and you keep promising yourself. By the way, what does this do to you emotionally when you keep breaking your own promises with yourself? Or you keep failing to do things that you know are important? Does it increase your level of certainty and confidence? No. What it does is it erodes it. When you erode confidence in one area, believe it or not, it affects the other areas too. Do you believe me on that? Don't believe me. What about your own life experience? Maybe not one area, but it starts to be multiple areas. It sure does. Another reason why somebody doesn't exercise or do anything is because they don't just chunk it too big, they chunk it in too many details. So remember this. Remember this. Change is never a matter of ability. It's always a matter of motivation. I'll say that again. Change is never a matter of ability. It's always a matter of motivation or drive, having strong enough reasons. If you got a strong enough reason, you could figure out the time, couldn't you? So the biggest part of life and time management is knowing what you want and having enough reasons to follow through. But there is one more piece. If you make enough reasons to follow through and you know what you want, but you make the task overwhelming, you'll be overwhelmed. What you focus on, you feel. What you feel, you are moved to somehow actuate. But if you only focus on what you don't want, or what's stressful in your life, what you can't control, or what you screwed up on, or what you messed up on in the past, you're not going to get where you want to be. Chunking is power. You don't want to over chunk where you're trying to bite the whole darn thing together. You also don't want to under chunk where you make a million pieces of something. What is chunking? It's taking all that's coming at you and putting it into idealized size groups that your mind can handle. See, science has proven the human brain, consciously, we can only handle what they call 7 plus or minus 2 chunks of information.
All right, good people. Feedback. We almost done. Where's one?
Yes.
I need to like, woo, woo, woo. We almost done.
No, I'm fine. You're doing awesome.
I'm chunking now.
No, you're doing awesome. It's so funny that today you're actually talking about this, because I took a smaller group of people in our organization and did exactly that. Told them to start writing down what they're envisioning. And this morning you were in my head, because this morning I actually was just watching a YouTube video about this guy. His name is Josh Dispenza. I don't know if you know who he is.
Yeah.
Joe Dispenza. And that's exactly what he was talking about, writing everything down. So it's so interesting that exactly what you're talking about. And I saw it into fruition for those people that are on my group, the little group that I had, it works. So next week, I'm gonna actually give it to everybody in the whole organization on what we did, because now we have proven facts that it does work. So writing stuff down works.
Yeah. Anybody else, any feedback? Awesome. Glad what you're doing with the small groups. If you guys don't know, Juanita, she'll take our large group and work with small groups and help. And Simone's doing it as well. And I know you got a couple other people helping you.
Yeah.
Scripts, how to prospect, how to design your perfect day, all the stuff that you need, which is only really 2 or 3 things if you're in a sales role or real estate role or any type of sales role to have the success that you want. She breaks it all the way down for you guys. And I know because I meet with Juanita all the time, that it's very successful for people in our organization. I knew people that wasn't doing anything in real estate, and now when Juanita got with them and put them in a small group, they're starting to blow up. So awesome. Thank you. Woo, woo, woo. All right. Anybody else want to share anything before we get into this? All right. So 3, 2, 1. Y'all scared salespeople have small bank accounts and skinny kids. Right. Small bank accounts and skinny kids. Scared salespeople. Y'all scared of me? I'm not in my high D mode today. I'm just chilling. Right. All right. Designing your perfect income producing day. Right. So everything is about your routine. Show me your routine. You don't have to tell me anything. Invite me into you. Let me ride around with you for one day, as in your realtor business, your mortgage business, your sales business. One day, not even one day. Show me about 3 or 4 hours of what you do. I can tell you how much money you make. I promise you. I've been right on bullseye with that for 2 decades. Show me your routine, and I'll show you how much money you make. And I'll be able to tell you who your friends are and who you hang around the most just by hanging out with you for 2 to 4 hours. Isn't that amazing? Because we become the 5 people we hang around. The 5 people we hang around the most, our income is only $5,000 within $5,000 of theirs. Because birds of a feather flock, you guys know the rest, right? Together, right? So if you want to change some things, number 1, change your circle, right? Change your circle. If you don't know how to change your circle, get your bag up and pay your way into another circle, right? Buy your way into circles if you don't have a circle, right? That's why I told you it has nothing to do where you come from, because there's some circles that only probably cost $100 to $200 a month, right, Juanita? That are pretty profound stuff. Yes. Right. You want to hang out with billionaires. What if you had $200 a month? You could do it and go to billionaire masterminds once a month. You think it's